Hi, welcome to Ukraine, a country of freedom, talented people, and rich culture. It is a creative, dynamic, and beautiful country. Here, a thousand-year history and ambitious visions of the future meet together. In this video, you will learn peculiar features of traditional Ukrainian food. They have been forming over centuries. What has influenced the complexity of the dishes? The neighboring countries, climate conditions, rich soil, and, of course, hard-working locals. There is Ukrainian food that is being typically sold during local fairs and festivals. So, the visitors can have dinner and continue enjoying the time together with their families and friends. On both sides of the road, there are sellers and cooks at a time. The food is fresh and very smelling. There are vareniki, draniki, pampushki, shashlik, or grilled beef and pork, cheese pancakes, and more. In the large pots, there is borscht and pilaf. They are cooked on live coals and have an incredible smell. Grilled vegetables, and especially corn, are liked by people very much. It's so tasty to sample shashlik together with grilled corn, courgettes, or eggplants. Of course, there is a big choice of sausages. It's impossible to imagine authentic Ukrainian cuisine without homemade sausages. Meat, often pork, sometimes beef, and salo, pork fat, are used in order to cook homemade sausages. In Ukraine, we know for sure the way to a guest's heart is through his or her stomach. It's all about the Ukrainian cuisine. It is known for its delicious tastes, traditional cooking technologies, and generous ways to serve guests. It's an important part of the country's culture and lifestyle. Yonderbound's global ranking put Ukraine among the 20 best countries in the world for food. It's all about extremely fat and therefore enormously tasty foods, various pastries, soups, meat dishes, and unexpected mixture of tastes. You may find all these in Ukrainian cuisine. Medovukha, that you can see right now, is a Slavic honey-based alcoholic beverage very similar to mead, but is taking much longer to make. Let's go to local eatery. It's called kulishna. Primarily, kulish is a liquid gruel, a stew, in its traditional form usually consisting of millet and lard, with the addition of other ingredients. But kulishna is a place, an eatery, where traditional dishes and drinks are being cooked and sold rather fast. Traditional Ukrainian dinner is set out already. The design of the place is very welcoming. Instead of modern tablecloths, there is woven cloth. It makes the visitors feel themselves in old days when such decorations were used. On the table, there is Ukrainian borscht, Гуцульський банош, horseradish, Ukrainian bread, and uзвар. In addition to borscht, there is a spoon of sour cream and some dill on it. The key ingredients of this hearty and rich Ukrainian soup are meat, beetroot, and a variety of vegetables, from beans to cabbage, although there are also some meat-free and non-beetroot borscht options. So how do you know it is borscht and not just any soup? The borscht formula is in the balance of the sour and sweet taste, and every Ukrainian family has its own secret on how to achieve that harmony. Let's proceed to our next dish, banosh гуцульський. Banosh is served in all the restaurants across the Carpathians. It is made of corn grits and served with fried pork fat, mushrooms, and brinza cheese, and is traditionally cooked over a fire in order to get it well smoked. There you may see hrin in Ukrainian or horseradish. Then galushki in Poltava with gravy consisting of chicken fillet, sour cream, and mushrooms. Hello, it's a red soup, and this is a sour cream. It is borscht, or the foreigners may say red soup. Let's taste it. It's so tasty. Warm red soup or borscht with typical Ukrainian vegetables. I recommend to try it. It's very good. You should try it, definitely. Now I took a slice of brown bread. By the way, Ukrainians prefer to eat brown bread to the white one. This horseradish is mixed with a beetroot. That's why it's pink. Naturally, it's white, but we like it pink. It is hrin, very spicy vegetable. It's very hot, very spicy vegetable. Usually, only men eat it. The word borscht itself originated from the old Slavonic word borscht, beet. This vegetable is an indispensable part of all borscht recipes. It gives borscht its very taste and color, while fragrant onion and garlic give emotional to tears piquancy, and burning pepper gives a zest, reflecting Ukrainian sharp sense of humor and self-irony. In days of old, borscht was eaten almost every day, served on holidays and at weddings. Banosh or banosh is one of the most popular hutzul dishes in Ukraine. By tradition, men usually cooked it in the open air. Banosh is considered to be one of the variants of mamalega. The tastiest banosh cook in Carpathians. Historically, the main components of banosh were sour cream and brinza. The sour cream was kept 3 days in a cellar before cooking. It is a dish prepared from cornmeal with added sour cream topped with pork rind, mushrooms, and brinza. The dish is considered to be a part of Ukrainian cuisine, in particularly Hutzul. It is popular in the Carpathian region in the West Ukraine and Romania. It is called banosh, typical Ukrainian food for the west of Ukraine. It is made of maize and a porridge with a cheese. It's a very tasty porridge, and it does not taste like this. It is similar to some porridge with milk, but actually it is with cheese. It is very tasty and very soft. And you can see how big the portion is. It is not only for strong boys, it is also for women, because it's not so there are not so many calories as you think, but it's rather nutrient. Halushki are a traditional variety of thick, soft noodles or dumplings found in many Central and Eastern European cuisines. Although recipes vary from region to region, in general, flour is mixed with grated potatoes to form the batter. Halushki comes from the Polish havushka, small buttons. Along with vareniki and salo, halushki is a very popular Ukrainian dish. It's a dumpling made of dough, then boiled in water, milk, or broth. They are cooked mostly with flour, adding semolina, cottage cheese, or grated apples. The halushki is a second course, and they are served with sour cream, sometimes with gravy. These are halushki. They are typical for Ukraine, but not for all regions, only for Poltava. So they are called Poltava's halushki. Let's try them. It is made of flour, such a huge piece of flour. It's tasty, but there is special bouillon. So people do like this. It's very tasty. Also, people can eat it together with mushrooms or with meat, chicken meat. Take one halushka, add some sour cream, taste it, and then take some piece of mushroom or meat. So people take one halushka, add some sour cream on it, and eat it together with, for example, some piece of meat or mushroom, and a meat, chicken meat, you can see right there. Vareniki, or dumplings, are known all over the world, and Ukraine is the motherland for this wonderful dish. Vareniki are popular across the globe, and abroad they have other names, shapes, and fillings. A traditional Ukrainian varenik is twice bigger than a Russian pelmeni and 4 times larger in size than an Italian ravioli. Ukrainian vareniki are half-moon shaped. Russian pelmeni have a round form, and Italian ravioli have mostly a square shape. Famous Russian and Ukrainian writer Mykola Gogol often mentioned vareniki in his novels. Born in the village Sorochinty in Poltava, he was fond of Ukrainian cuisine, vareniki in particular. In his novel Evenings on a Farm near Dikanka, Gogol described in detail the way Patyuk swallowed his vareniki with cheese and sour cream, while in his novel V, the writer narrated about giant vareniki with the size of a hat and the diameter of 30-40 centimeters.
Ишь, какое диво!
This place is very cozy. There is a beautiful picture of old Ukrainian hut with flowers that seem to be higher than the house itself. Also, it's a tradition in Ukraine to hand embroidered towels. There can be images of flowers as well, or some words like there. People believe it's an amulet. There is the text of the prayer on this towel. The remains of paganism are still present in the culture. For example, such talisman with several garlics can protect the house from evil spirit, according to some belief. And dried flowers add to the beauty of the place. Ukrainian vareniki, let's speak again about them, can be both the main course and the dessert. The most popular and widespread fillings are potato, sauerkraut, cracklings, cherries, bilberries, and many other fruits and berries, as well as flour. This dish is called vareniki. They can have different fillings inside of it, but these are my favorite, with cheese, sugar, and sour cream. This white color is sour cream. They are very tasty, and there is enough sugar. But if people don't think that it's enough, they can take additional sugar in such packets and then add it to the dish. And so it will be much sweeter. And if you want to drink, you can use this one. It is called uzvar. It's much tastier together, vareniki and uzvar. So I like it very much and recommend you to try it too. Traditional stuffed cabbage rolls, голубці, take many hours to prepare properly. There are two ways to make them: bake them in the oven or stew them in a pan. Minced meat with rice wrapped in cabbage leaf requires fine culinary skills and passion. Otherwise, the form and the taste of the rolls will suffer. Голубці is a good choice for dinner, topped with some sour cream to give it ever more gusto. Okroshka is a refreshing soup that is mostly cooked during the summer period. The ingredients vary. It may be prepared with kvass or kefir, both of which are sour in taste. The accompanying sausages, cucumbers, greens, carrots, and radishes should be chopped in relatively large pieces to give it texture. Once you try the okroshka, it will soon become your savior from sultry weather. Another nourishing recipe, the filling for which can be chosen randomly. Anything that can be wrapped in a pancake can be put inside nalesniki. But the traditional filling is cottage cheese and raisins. The secret to perfecting this dish is cooking it slowly on a low fire. Nalesniki could be mistaken for pancakes, but the difference is that Ukrainian versions are thinner, meaning your filling will dominate the taste. Tourists with a sweet tooth can add jam and sugar. Chicken Kiev is the dish that has brought fame to Ukraine. The simple combination of fresh chicken fillet with a piece of butter is considered to be quite exquisite all over the world. To ensure that butter does not flow during the frying, you'll need a lot of practice and true professionalism. Nowadays, chicken Kiev is served in fashionable restaurants across London and New York. It is always the first dish ordered by foodies visiting the Ukrainian capital.